battery life until either battery tech improves or Windows on ARM starts to take off. Though, credit to INEO, the fact that the system automatically hibernates when I close the screen has given the Flip DS a major lead over my Steam Deck in terms of standby battery life. But so far, so same. From a performance standpoint, there's not much here to make the Flip DS stand out. But also not a ton to keep you away. That is, except for the fact that it could offer a degraded gameplay experience for many people over those other available handhelds due to its control scheme. The GPD Win-esque recessed half-height Hall effect sticks on display here are best described as serviceable. Meanwhile, all of the face buttons are extremely clicky, almost to a fault, with very little travel. Both of these factors were implemented in the service of the Flip DS's clamshell design, which I will come back to later, and are likely to be this handheld's most controversial design choice, beyond a hinge design which allows the screen to rest against my fingers when extended. Yet, across the couple dozen hours I've put into this handheld so far, I actually don't mind the controls too much. I'm not the biggest fan of how my thumbs occasionally touch the sides of the joystick wells, but I forget about them entirely while playing a game. Plus, the textured grips around that kind of guide my hands in just the right way to make the controls feel about as comfortable as a 3DS, with the diagonally oriented analog triggers feeling especially nice to pull once my hands are in the right positions. For you folks watching this, though, it's really going to be something that you either vibe with or you don't. If you hate clicky buttons or play a lot of games that require extra precise joystick control, the Flip likely isn't for you. Not to mention, even for someone like me, who doesn't mind the controls, there's no denying that the controls on a Steam Deck or ROG Ally feel much better in almost every way for just about every game in my Steam library. Both those systems will also cost you hundreds of dollars less. If you buy a base model Flip DS, you'll be paying $840 minimum. That's over $400 more than a base ROG Ally or LCD Steam Deck, either of which will get you relatively similar performance outside the most demanding games. In the context of Windows gaming, in general, the Flip DS feels completely overpriced for the performance it offers, while also providing a subpar controller experience. Honestly, if all you'll be doing is playing games off Steam, there's no real reason to buy this device. But hey, if all you were looking for was a handheld Steam machine, you probably already knew all this. Plus, for all of these handhelds, it's less about the general performance, as long as it doesn't completely suck, and more so about what unique aspects they have to offer over the competition. As is obvious at first glance, the Flip DS has two main tricks up its sleeve: a clamshell design and a second screen. Starting with the design, shifting the main display above the controls and slapping a hinge on it allows the console to be designed much more compactly than most other handheld PCs on the market. Having a flip-up display also gives the device a built-in screen protector and stick guard, all of which makes the Flip DS one of the few handheld PCs you can buy right now that can be thoughtlessly thrown in a bag or even a pair of cargo shorts without a bulky case. Having a much bigger, much better main display than my 3DS XL, it's been much easier to just pick up and play compared to my bulky Steam Deck. Without a doubt, this simple boost to travelability might honestly be the Flip DS's killer feature. If someone told me they bought a Flip DS or its keyboard-equipped cousin, the Flip KB, just for the portability factor, I'd totally get it. Even still, what makes the Flip DS stand out amongst all the other handheld PCs is the simple fact that it has a second screen. Though, you'd actually need to be a specific kind of person to really get the most use out of it. If you were primarily just hoping to offload videos, system controls, or Discord chats to the lower screen, you might be disappointed. For most general Windows apps, the second screen is just way too small for precise touch navigation. The built-in touchpoint is super effective to help bridge that gap for general navigation. but also lacks the ability to click and drag windows, meaning that you'll need to awkwardly use touch to drag windows from the top screen to the bottom screen, and then fumble a bit to maximize the window on the lower screen. It's not great. ISpace integration helps here a bit, but introduces some problems of its own. I've enjoyed its usage for changing power profiles on a whim and monitoring FPS and power usage while initially setting up a game. Using it as an app launcher has also been great for just quickly jumping into a game. However, there's a serious lack of customization within the app, which means there's a ton of extra options and menus that I really have no use for. That's including the awkward second screen assistant they have, which on the surface seems similar to a feature found on many dual screen handhelds to allow me to quickly pull a window from the top screen. But it's implemented in such a half-assed way that I'm not sure what they were ultimately going for. Yet, perhaps the thing that bothers me the most is actually the fact that it can't open the keyboard on the lower screen. As of me recording this video, the keyboard only opens on the top screen and takes up half the screen every time it does. Obviously, being so small, the typing experience on the lower screen is bound to be subpar, but the utility of having that option would be preferred. INEO's recently described plans to fix some of these gripes within a future ISpace update. However, the fact that they released such an expensive handheld whose main feature is that second screen with such a subpar second screen experience is disappointing, to say the least. Considering the number of dual screen phones, laptops, and handheld devices that have released in the past decade, it's always a bit confusing to see a new one launch from a company that seemingly hasn't thought through how an average person would actually use that second screen. Of course, most folks picking up a Flip DS likely won't spend a lot of time experiencing these gripes because they'll be too busy playing 3DS and Wii U games. And it's in the emulation of both these systems where the Flip DS true strength lies, and where I've seen the most value. Most of my time with the Flip DS has been spent playing Alpha Sapphire, Splatoon, and Wind Waker, among a few other games. At each step of the way, emulation at native or just above native resolution runs extremely smooth at a 12-watt PDP, with most performance hitches that I've experienced coming from quirks of the emulator rather than the system's capabilities. Even though the lower screen is more than a little awkward for navigating windows, it's actually about the same size as the lower display on an original 3DS. That similarity ultimately makes it surprisingly comfortable to play the vast majority of 3DS and Wii U games. That's largely because by the time both systems hit the market, most dual screen experiences had trended toward using the lower screen to offload inventory space, maps, menus, or controller shortcuts. The strategies of those games to keep the main display as clean as possible while providing constant access to those secondary gameplay features is actually the reason why I still love playing many Wii U games over their Switch port. And it feels right here, even if a bit cramped compared to the gamepad. Overall, I'd say it actually feels remarkably similar in hand to a larger 3DS XL. On a couple occasions while playing Alpha Sapphire, I even found myself instinctively reaching for my stylus, before remembering that I wasn't actually playing on original hardware. As a portable, handheld Wii U that can also play 3DS games, the Flip DS is ridiculously effective. For anyone who's been looking for an excuse to work their way through either system's library on a portable system with higher resolution graphics and modifications, I couldn't recommend it enough. Though there are a couple factors which prevent the Flip DS from being the perfect dual screen controller. The first comes back to the screen size. Adequate for most gameplay, it being so small relative to the upper display does break any cinematics or graphics that span both screens. It'll also make any games with gameplay focusing on the bottom screen feel more cramped than usual. Fortunately, most of these issues would come from DS games. Unfortunately, DS emulation kinda sucks on the Flip DS due to reasons outside INEO's control. DS emulators on Windows don't currently support separate windows during gameplay. That means that the emulator's single screen needs to be manually stretched across both displays. Considering the touch point can't click and drag and touch being insufficient to stretch windows in between screens, you'll need to carry an external mouse to set up gameplay each time. On top of that, you need to lower the top display's resolution to match the lower display in order to prevent some scaling issues. There are some signs that Melon DS might get multi-window support in the future. But until then, I wouldn't recommend buying the Flip DS to play DS games, unless you're really dedicated to making it work. Okay, to close out this video, let's summarize everything I've said so far. First up, the Flip DS is more than capable of holding its own against other handhelds on the market in the realm of Steam and Windows. That's mainly because the 7840U inside is basically the same as the chipsets in most of those other handhelds. Given the potentially awkward controls, lackluster software support for that second screen for Windows gaming, and that screen's size, there's not a huge benefit of picking up the Flip DS over those other handhelds either. Unless you like paying hundreds of dollars for it.
So the more stamina I get,
Only
the longer
folks
I
who
can
should
range.
really be looking to pick up a Flip DS are those who both really love the clamshell design and also those who want to emulate 3DS and Wii U games. Even with the current awkwardness of DS emulation, if someone purchased the Flip DS as a modern handheld Wii U, you're gonna have a great time. What's really left to be seen is how big a demand there is for an expensive device like this, whose main use case is emulating
Jesus!
consoles
I feel like
how fast IMEO can actually deliver some updates to complete the dual screen experience this device should have shipped with. Still, for now, I'm having a great time with my Flip DS and think it's almost entirely going to replace my Steam Deck for PC gaming going forward. Those have all been my thoughts as a dual screen gaming nerd, though. I'd love to know what y'all are thinking about the Flip DS. Are you considering picking one up for yourself and have additional questions you'd like me to answer? Or have you picked one up already and have thoughts of your own? Let me know down in the comments. As always, if you found this video interesting or informative, go ahead and click the like button to let me know. Then be sure to get subscribed for more dual screen gaming videos in the very near future. If IMEO does make updates that do address any of the gripes I've stated in this video, expect to see either a pinned comment down below or a follow-up video on the screen describing how Even if they follow through with those updates though, I do think it is worth mentioning that this is the second system I purchased from IMEO that arrived with less than stellar IS-based functionality. But hey, for now, that's going to be all for this video, and thank you so much for watching all the way until the end. Until next time, catch you later.
They didn't fight this. I mean, I guess they did.
Who would win? A corpse or a fresher corpse? The two handhelds of the 8th generation of gaming. Both are officially donezo, discontinued, nothing really coming out for them anymore. And it's a bit of a shame, but you know, it's gotta move on. When the 3DS was still getting games in 2019, I mean, like, that was an ulcer just waiting to pop for me. It was obviously still being supported just as a safeguard for just in case the Nintendo Switch didn't work out, and they were just trickling out a few more games like Kirby's Extra Epic Yarn and Mario & Luigi Bowser's Inside Story plus Bowser Jr.'s Journey, just to give the thing something, just in case for some reason the Switch didn't work out. Well, hey, we're still supporting the 3DS, and we can just hop right back to making for this system. While the ongoing support of the 3DS was getting a bit annoying, the ongoing support for the PS Vita was like a feel-good sports movie. Sony basically gave up on this thing as early as like 2014, 2015, but it was being kept alive by the indie scene, and thus it became kind of the go-to indie game handheld. That is until the Nintendo Switch release, and that kind of became the big indie game handheld, because really it was the only handheld that was viable in the market there for a while. But I kind of want to talk about both of these handhelds and the competition between both of them in their heyday, when they were both big new systems. Because it was like the PSP versus the Nintendo DS all over again. Except now it was far more pathetic. But let's talk about that for a second. The DS versus the PSP. On paper, the PSP smoked the DS. I mean, it was basically a PS2 to go. You got PS2-like games in the palm of your hand. You could play movies, music, browse the web, download games, all of that. But when it came down to it, the DS had more games that more people wanted to play. The PSP had a phenomenal library, but a lot of the games that released for it were kind of just like, I don't know. I'd rather just play a lot of these games on the PS2. They kind of just felt like compromised PS2 games, whereas on the DS you got more handheld specific games designed for handheld play, games designed for the DS's unique features. Sure, you got some compromised console experiences on there, like with Mario 64 DS, but that was like a unique situation. That was incredible to see the game that defined 3D gaming on the go, when we were all used to like Super Nintendo games on our Game Boy Advance. Now we got full-fledged 3D worlds on our DS. Incredible. And while it was compromised in many ways, specifically the controls, it was something you could look past just for the novelty alone. Now the PSP, imagine if every single game was like Super Mario 64 DS. Pretty much like, oh my god, it's a 3D game on the go. Except it kind of controls like ass now. Only one analog stick, which meant most of the time camera control was the shoulder buttons. But that's just talking about like the direct ports from PS2 to PSP. When it came to the PSP exclusives, once again, they were pretty much like watered-down PS2 games. Yeah, you got God of War, Ratchet and Clank, Jak and Daxter, Gran Turismo, all of these games that you came to expect on PlayStation home consoles. But they were pretty much just the same as they were on those home consoles, but they were being developed by like the B teams or even the C teams. Jak and Daxter wasn't being developed by Naughty Dog, who developed, you know, the Jak and Daxter games on PS2. It was being developed by a different team, and the game just wasn't very great. God of War wasn't being developed by Sony Santa Monica Studio, who did, you know, the home console God of War games. It was being done by Ready at Dawn. And, you know, these were all, like, fine games overall. But it just kind of felt like there was no real reason to play them. Most of the time, they were prequels, side stories, spin-off type things. You know, they played very similarly to the home console games, but they were never integral to anything. Pretty much most of these games boil down to being the PSP versions, whereas most of the games from Nintendo's core series they would put on the DS and later the 3DS, they were the next game in the franchise. Mario Kart 7 wasn't Mario Kart to go, like something like Mod Nation Racers Road Trip on the PS Vita. It was Mario Kart 7. This is the 7th Mario Kart. This is the direct follow-up to Mario Kart Wii. Animal Crossing New Leaf was the direct follow-up to Animal Crossing City Folk on the Wii. And yeah, Nintendo would have like B teams or C teams develop some games for their handheld, like Yoshi's Island DS, which is fine, but it's also like, I don't know, a lot of like Sony's PSP games, it feels like nothing but like Yoshi's Island DS's. But that makes it all sound like the PSP is a pile of trash, who gives a damn about it. No, I think the PSP is fucking awesome, man. I'm just trying to make sense of the victor between the DS and the PSP. Of course, it also makes sense that the DS was more casual friendly. It kind of appealed to a wider demographic. But even then, I remember seeing how a lot of more hardcore gamers still played more DS than PSP. The PSP kind of felt more like a cool thing that you pick up and play for a bit, but the DS kind of felt like there was more life in the games you would buy for it. You know, they were games you would come back to, while the PSP mostly had games that were kind of like, oh man, this is awesome, and then you put it in a drawer and never played again. But I'm talking about like the Sony, like American exclusives. But there's a whole other side to the PSP, specifically with like JRPGs. Those were crazy on the PSP. You had a lot of great core experiences on that handheld if you look further than just the big boy, the God of Wars and Ratchet and Clanks. I think both the DS and the PSP were phenomenal handhelds. And while the DS still sold way better, 150 million, pretty much twice as much as the PSP, we can't deny, the PSP sold like 80 million units. That's incredible. But oddly enough, it was still seen as a bit of like an underperformer on Sony's end. I think it just like for the amount of stuff they crammed in that thing, the amount of support they threw at it, it didn't do as well as they thought it would. You know, for something that had all those features, selling 80 million compared to the DS for 150 million, when like the DS, you couldn't even change the system settings on the thing without having to reboot it. So it only made sense for both Nintendo and Sony to follow up these handhelds, because there was obviously some things they could improve upon in a round 2. So at E3 2010, we got the formal unveiling of the Nintendo 3DS, and this looked amazing. It almost seemed like we were getting like PSP quality support on the thing with all the third-party games they announced. I mean, they had Assassin's Creed, Kingdom Hearts, Metal Gear Solid, even stuff like DJ Hero and Saints Row announced for the thing. In addition to the Nintendo games, which pretty much the only thing Nintendo formally unveiled for the 3DS directly at E3 2010 was Kid Icarus Uprising. But it's like, holy sh! Kid Icarus Uprising! That was kind of like the ongoing thing requested at the time, was like a Kid Icarus revival due to Pit's appearance in Super Smash Bros. Brawl. It was kind of like, when are we going to get a Kid Icarus game? Kid Icarus for Wii, Kid Icarus for Wii. And there were projects in development, but lo and behold, E3 2010, we finally got Kid Icarus Uprising. This game looked incredible. It looked like it belonged on the Wii. It was maybe like a little lower resolution than a Wii game, but still, like, wow. I feel like the 3DS demoed incredibly well at E3 2010. It just felt like there were non-stop games coming to the platform, in addition to having a really cool gimmick being the glasses-free 3D display. But then about 6 months later, in early 2011, we got not only more details on the 3DS, but Sony unveiled their successor to the PSP, codenamed NGP, Next Generation Portable. Pretty much everybody was referring to it as PSP 2 at the time. And when it came to E3 2011, Sony actually unveiled the official name being PlayStation Vita. I don't know why they didn't just go with PSP 2. Very strange, because like home console-wise, they always went with the numbers, PlayStation, PlayStation 2, 3, 4, 5. Their handhelds do PSP and then PS Vita. It's not even like PlayStation Portable 2 would be that much harder to say than PS Vita. Like, what the hell is Vita? Well, it's Italian for life. What the hell is so life about this? It's just a more powerful PSP. But that's the thing. It was an incredibly more powerful PSP. When Sony first unveiled this thing, I mean, like, they just blew the doors open on all the games. I think the big thing that was very, very cool is the fact that they showed Uncharted running on here. Uncharted, known on the PS3 as like the definitive like showstopper. Like, oh my god, this is like the craziest graphics we've ever seen. This is the most cinematic video game experience. But hey, now we have a new one on a goddamn handheld. Like, insane. Not only that, but it felt like Sony listened to all the complaints about the original PSP. Most noteworthy, dual analog sticks. Boom! And with the announcement of the dual analog stick, Sony also announced that an exclusive Call of Duty was coming to the PS Vita. And we'll get to that. But when Sony first had their big unveiling of the NGP, Nintendo talked about launch details for the 3DS, where it would cost $250 and launch with jack shit. Yeah, so this thing had a pretty barren launch. I mean, pretty much all of the games that released with it were incredibly light. They were very shallow experiences, many of which were like there was nothing to them, and they were being sold at like full price, $30, $40. And in addition, the price point of $250 for the 3DS, it was a bit high. I mean, the original DS launched at $150. $250 was like, that was a bit more than like getting just a standard like iPod Touch or something. And that was the direct competition for these two at the time. And it's obvious Nintendo launched this thing way too early, because a lot of features just weren't available at launch, specifically the Nintendo eShop. It didn't have the digital store. You couldn't download games. You couldn't download exclusive games. You couldn't download virtual console games. No DSiWare games. No retail games. Nothing. So while it was a solid handheld at launch, The games just weren't really there. There were some highlights from the launch lineup, but nothing that special. Nothing you were playing past the launch. And feature-wise, it just wasn't complete. They obviously rushed this thing out. Now, Sony, on the other hand, felt like the PS Vita launched in a pretty complete state. You know, they talked about it more at E3 2011, where they gave it the final name. And they also unveiled the price point there being $250. But yeah, that was a bit of a spit in the face to Nintendo there. It was priced the exact same. Very, very competitive. But they also offered a model for $300 that included 3G support. Well, hot damn, I can't wait to play fucking smart ass on the train. I still see some people mention how, like, oh, what if, like, the next Nintendo Switch or something has 3G, 4G, LTE, 5G in it, or you can go online on the go, and I'm just like,
Whoa!
no, who gives
Whoa.
a damn about that feature,
Hey,
man?
what's going
It's like
on?
at this point, everybody has a smartphone. If you're gonna be paying a cellular plan,
No.
why just use your goddamn phone, man? Just use your phone, use it as a hotspot, and there you go. You can use your Switch in online mode on the train. Maybe back then this was a bit more lucrative, but the plans were ridiculous, and it was only through AT&T. No! But either way, the Vita launched late that year in 2011 in Japan, and then it launched here in North America in early 2011, like in February. Had this weird, like, early launch thing. And they're doing that these days. You know, Starfield did this, where it's like you pay extra to get the game early. I'm like, it's not early. That's just the release day. You're paying way more to play it on its actual release date. So the Vita had the first edition bundle launch like 2 weeks early. I'm like, that's just the goddamn release date. That's just when the system launched. Why are you acting like in 2 weeks? Oh no, it's actually coming out. Like no, it actually came out like 2 weeks earlier. But that was a cool bundle. I bought that bundle secondhand on eBay because I always thought it was pretty dope. It came with all this extra stuff. You got this really nice hard shell case, which I really like. You get a 4 gig memory card, which was a big problem with the Vita, the fact that you still needed memory cards. And Little Deviants. Who doesn't want Little Deviants? The
Little
launch lineup for the
Deviants.
PS Vita was honestly fantastic. There was a ton.
It's not. It is kind of. It's brain dead for me, but not for you. For you to call something brain dead, you need to be able to play it perfectly. If you can't play it perfectly, it's obviously not brain dead then. Alright. It is relatively simple though, but there's more nuances than you think, I think. Being able to chain together trailblazes and shit, you know. All pros will call it brain dead, but it's because we're pros. We play everything perfectly. Alright, so far not bad, not bad. Pretty solid overall. Alright, W for my boy Taz.
Previously on Hell's Kitchen,
If you all just shut up, we'll do it perfectly.
the red team lost the first 2 dinner services and 2 of its members.
Red team's looking very small.
So Chef Ramsay evened up the teams.
Michael, you go to the red team.
And in the ensuing challenge,
Delicious.
the results were immediate.
The winning team is the red team.
Despite the win, Jeff's
Dude, Michael Carey, what the hell? Michael Carey, he wins the whole thing.
relations with his red teammates continued to deteriorate. At dinner service, without Michael in the blue kitchen, Ralph emerged as a definitive leader.
That list is done.
But even Ralph couldn't control Andrew's mouth.
You know all this big fucking fat mouth of yours? It's getting you nowhere. I'm just trying to do the job.
My advice to you, just shut your fucking mouth.
Or teach Wendy the basics.
I thought cold water was supposed to boil faster than hot water.
In the red kitchen, Jeff had problems all evening.
I've never been on a line before.
Come here, you. Come here. Come here.
You don't like me, I don't know what to tell you. You're an asshole.
Then cracked under the pressure.
Yeah.
Send my ass home. I've had enough of it.
Jeff quitting for good was the final straw in the worst dinner service of Chef Ramsay's career.
Shut it down.
It was a miserable night in both kitchens.
The losing team tonight is the blue team.
As best of the worst, Ralph nominated Wendy and Andrew for elimination.
Wendy, give me your jacket and get out of Hell's Kitchen.
With both kitchens losing a member, it's down to the final 8. And now, the continuation of Hell's Kitchen. the blue team's first dinner service defeat is sinking in. And for Jessica, the loss is personal.
Such an amazing girl, like, so sweet, so thoughtful.
Today, Wendy got eliminated. I was really upset about it. I think she's an amazing person.
I just super respect her.
We're down to 8 people now, and Hell's Kitchen is definitely changing.
I'll never walk out of my team, man. Never.
Despite Jeff's sudden departure, the red team is managing to cope with the loss.
We won because why? Because you know what? He was gone. Goodbye. Hello. And we fucking got down and we made it
You
happen.
get fucking yelled at. I'm sorry. You're gonna cry by getting somebody yelling at you?
We lost somebody and we held it together. I think the team is relieved that Jeff is now out of the way. He's been more of a problem than he was a help.
Fresh off his nomination of Andrew, Ralph feels the need to have a late-night heart-to-heart.
Are you trying to achieve the role of smartass?
All right, fine. I'm a smartest. I got a big mouth, and I stood up for what I believe tonight.
But is that the role that you want?
No,
So
absolutely
then put this smartass shit away, man. If you don't want to be on the guillotine, then just shut your fucking mouth, man.
Bottom line is, you gotta check your ego at the door when you walk in the kitchen. And Andrew needs to understand that.
After the worst dinner service in Hell's Kitchen's short history, Chef Ramsay decides to go back to a not-so-subtle wake-up call.
Get up, get up, get up for roll call.
This morning, we were woken to the sound of air horns. Very loud air horns, to be exact.
All right, guys, everybody up. Put your whites on and head over to the kitchen, okay?
Marianne came in turning on lights. Get dressed. Let's go. Let's go. No brushing teeth, nothing. Just put on your uniform and go. Come on. Let's go.
With the restaurant fully booked for tomorrow night and both teams down a member, kitchen prep is crucial.
Just take them off the bone, keep the head.
It's a cleaver. Use it like a cleaver. Okay.
Red team, blue team, line up. Thank you. We spent a lot of time in the kitchen. You've got to understand how the restaurant functions. So we're going to spend a bit of time in the dining room with JP looking at attention to detail. Let's go through the dining room.
Chef Ramsay's restaurants are built on quality food and service. There's nobody he trusts more to explain the finer points of the dining room than his longtime maitre d', Jean-Philippe, also known as JP.
Gordon sent you all to the dining room because it's about the restaurant. We're running a restaurant. Although regarding restaurant setup, you need to be organized.
Jean-Philippe gave us some instruction and showed us a table for fine dining. He started going on and on and on.
So what makes a perfect table, first of all, will be the chairs, such as symmetric. It's about simplicity as well. Your cutlery, straighten, napkin, fold the proper way.
JP went into one ear and out the other, so I don't think anybody was paying too much attention.
You carry your glass by the steel. When you put your cutlery on the table, with elegance. And you need to know what you're talking about as well.
Clear? Yes, sir. Paying attention? Yes, sir. This is your next challenge. Behind you, 2 tables. Red table, blue table. 6 customers at each table. You need to set up the most perfect table.
That was our hint. That was our cheat sheet, and he destroyed it so that we couldn't take a look at it.
Turn around, set up your table, and go.
For this challenge, the teams must recreate Jean-Philippe's perfectly set table. They have 5 minutes to arrange the 96 pieces of silverware, glassware, and china. In the end, the team with the fewest number of mistakes wins the challenge.
Right away, I picked up a tablecloth. And like as soon as I put it down, it was like, you know, that was the wrong side up.
there. Don't throw things on there. It's a table, guys, yes?
I have absolutely no clue how to set up this dining room table. It's just so many pieces of silverware and glasses have to be a certain way. It's kind of crazy.
By now, the teams know that winning has its rewards,
The glasses go around like this.
but it's the punishment for losing they're trying to avoid.
It's got a whole line out. Good. Well, let's get everything on, then we'll adjust.
Jimmy had a little bit of trouble with the napkin. He's a bit of a lummox, you know. He's just a big guy. He's a big bear, and he's not that delicate.
Come on, guys. It's only 6, for God's sake. It's not 60.
As the last 20 seconds wind down, both teams scramble to properly set 96 pieces of glassware, china, and silverware. The team with the fewest mistakes will win this challenge.
I need a fork in here. Face all this to the customer.
Here, what kind of fork?
I need a snail fork.
Right.
Give me a napkin on one.
Yeah, little baby one like this?
Yep.
And stop. Stand back from the table. Do not touch it. Okay. Red team. It's scruffy. Some chairs are pushed in. Some chairs are pushed out. Look at the lip on that. I can guarantee anyone sitting at this table, first thing's going to happen, bang, up in the air. Jimmy, napkins look like they've just come out of a lady's toilet. Fingerprints everywhere.
Fingerprints everywhere.
You've got 4 mistakes wrong with your table. Attention to detail. You clearly weren't paying attention. Okay. Blue team, blue table. Ooh. You've got to keep these glasses clear of any rim. You want to drink wine and water easily, not having to untuck. Okay, so for the blue team, yeah. Okay. Interesting. One mistake. The winning team for the tabletop set is the blue team. Take off your jackets. Your prize is waiting for you in the dorm. Red team. All the preparation for tomorrow night's service, silver glasses, plates, are waiting you in the back for a good old polish. Get moving.
Come on down. Congratulations.
Thank you,
Feels like
Chef.
more to win than it does to lose, doesn't it?
It's the first time we've actually won.
For winning their first challenge, the blue team is rewarded with a much-needed afternoon of rest, relaxation, and spa treatments.
Hell yes! It smelled amazing. There was candles everywhere. It was super cool. We were just blown away.
Now we're talking turkey.
We've been working so long in the kitchen, plus you're stressed, so your muscles are tense, so to get a massage was like awesome.
Oh, winning feels so much better, doesn't it? Boy, I wonder what the red team's doing right now.
They're quite dirty, eh? Jimmy, clumsy, yeah?
We were told that we would be polishing 200 glasses plus all of the silverware for tomorrow night's dinner.
Okay, so you guys, you don't know what the winning team gets, yeah? I already know in here. Well, there's some champagne ready, yeah? Can you bring them over to them, please? To them? Okay, right now.
I don't like losing. That was horrible. So it was kind of a hard loss to swallow.
Bonjour. You don't care for champagne?
You're doing a great job over there, Chris.
Thanks, Ralph. I aim to please.
As a team, we might have an advantage for tomorrow night because we're riding a good high.
Steve, is there anything we can do there? No, thank you. I got work to do.
We're mentally and physically prepared by being relaxed.
Team, I propose a toast to success and prosperous evening tomorrow night. Cheers, blue team.
They're all having spa treatments and they're all laying down and being rubbed with cucumbers in their eyes, and Ralph's having a pedicure. They're having a nice time.
I was jealous. I would have loved to have just had an hour or two to have a facial and massage, which is very well needed, doing this kind of work.
Told you it would happen.
The teams gather after a hard day and are about to discover they're never out from under Chef Ramsay's watchful eye.
How funny is JP is after that?
He's such a cool guy. Like he's such a character. He should be like a.
He is a character. Like he's totally like the butler. He's like.
You think he's got gas sometimes?
Yeah, you don't know if he's suppressing a laugh or if he's just like.
Yeah. He's suppressing a laugh. That guy can giggle at any time too.
Did you see that? Did you see the billboard?
What?
It's Ramsay. Look.
Oh my fucking god! No fucking way!
He's staring right at his fucking eyes.
He's totally watching us. I can't see his left eye either.
He's a big boy.
Yes, Chef.
Hey, big boy.
Lisa. Holy shit.
Dude, that is not right. Like, I'm creeped out about that.
Dude, that's fucking crazy.
Hey,
you call us a wanker from above.
Through 3 dinner services, neither the red nor the blue team has served even half of their diners a full meal. With the 8 best cooks remaining, Chef Ramsay is expecting a huge improvement tonight. He's so confident that he's adding 2 new menu items.
Tonight, we're going to be cooking some frog legs. Second one. Here we go. Pigeon.
Chef Ramsay is known for his high cuisine. Frog legs and pigeon are staples of his great restaurants in Europe. He has put these items on the menu because to be a master chef, one must understand how to prepare a wide variety of foods.
Now you can start to see the pigeon taking shape.
That bird, that was pretty nasty, and I was just horrified because it was the most disgusting smell ever.
Insert with a knife. Okay, 2 fingers in, and just pulling out all the innards.
It was just gross. I mean, it just smelled like something really, really foul. I'm not touching it. I'm not going there.
But that's how we prep a pigeon for service.
Today was a great lesson for them because ingredients just don't arrive on your doorstep. Prepared. Got to see it from the beginning, with its feathers on, like a proper chef.
Let's go. Start prepping it.
Oh, this thing stank. Thank you, Chef Ramsay. Thank you.
5 hours from service.
Frog juice in my eye.
Where are we putting these?
Adding 2 new menu items last minute that nobody's ever cooked before in their life, it's of course going to be difficult. And it's trial by fire, burn and learn, baby.
I really don't want to go home tonight.
None of us are going home tonight. We're going to blue team.
Confidence is high in the blue kitchen. Meanwhile, in the red kitchen, Elsie, the mother of 6, struggles to adapt to the world of high cuisine.
I got a problem with cutting an animal up to pieces. I know it's done in the supermarket, but the visual, it's just really nasty to see it. But I'm going to handle it. I've got an attitude today, it's like do or die.
Get your tomatoes on, ready to roll?
My tomatoes.
First night's service was catastrophic.
Chef, that pig is gone. They left the restaurant.
Oh, for God's sake. Second night, we actually put our foot on the ladder and started climbing.
Thank you. There we go. Crispy bacon, hallelujah.
Third service was just diabolical, really bad. We went back 10 spaces. I'd just like to get through a night and accomplish a fully booked dining room properly.
Red team. Blue team, with me, 2 seconds, please.
Just 30 minutes before Hell's Kitchen opens, Chef Ramsay gathers the teams, and he's fed up with dinner disasters.
Tonight is the comeback meal. I think we need it, don't you?
Yes.
I think we've got a job to do, and we need to prove not to the customers, but to ourselves what we're capable of doing. That's why we're here, right?
So tonight, the first team to serve all its customers will be safe from elimination.
Sounds easy, Andrew, yeah?
Yes, it does, Chef.
I wish it was that easier.
Me too, Chef.
As long as Andrew keeps his mouth shut tonight, we have a good chance of serving all of our diners.
It's really exciting what Chef just told us. You know, it's up to us whether we win or lose tonight. And I'm going to do whatever it takes to get this red team to win.
Now, 30 minutes before the restaurant opens, there's more news for one of the teams.
Red team.
Yes, Chef.
Second pass. The punishment for losing the challenge. Can you see the dining room out there?
Chef.
Move your ass and set up the dining room, both for the blue tables and the red tables. Move. Let's go. Blue team, set up for service.
Yes, Chef.
First thing to do, this is the way you set your side plates. Okay? Good. Okay, it needs to be done properly because if it's not, you can't go back into the kitchen. Left, left, left.
I know it's important to have a formal dining area set up properly, but right now, that's not what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about the service and the food going out tonight.
And side plates missing here, Jimmy?
With 30 tables and 100 place settings to set, the red team is losing valuable prep time in the kitchen.
This table here, this table.
Meanwhile, the blue team is done with their prep and getting their stations set up.
Oh my God, Marion, look at this. Look at this. Beautiful.
I'm feeling pretty good about our station. While we're prepping right now, the red team is setting up all the tables in the dining room, and I hope we use it to our advantage.
The tables are set perfectly. You guys go back into the kitchen, give me some food. Thank you, Jim.
With just 5 minutes before the doors open, the red team has finished setting the dining room. Now they must make up for lost time. Both teams are motivated more than ever to feed all their diners and be safe from elimination.
Behind, let's move.
Everyone on the red tables are eating tonight. There was no way that we were going to disappoint Chef Ramsay.
Time to kick in the second gear, guys.
Back in the blue kitchen, Ralph still feels insecure about Andrew.
Not only do I not see the tomato sauce, but I don't even know what it goes with.
It goes with the base.
Striped bass, which has the
potato roll.
potatoes, right.
Andrew was a little unsure about some of the garnish for the dishes. I wish I didn't have to help anybody.
We're here to feed customers. That's what we're going to do tonight.
I have most of them. The lamb is ratatouille, the tomato. Ralph took a roll of tape and started writing Wellington, XXX. Bang. It was a cheat sheet.
Butter, potatoes. Do we have all the garnish for the pigeon over here?
The pigeon gets the carrot,
Carrot, cabbage, pancetta cream.
Fast customers are here, yeah? Here we go.
It's 7 p.m. and the restaurant is now open.
Well, thank you and enjoy your dinner, ladies.
We're clearing down, yeah? Let's go, guys.
I'm desperate for us to finally complete a service, and that's why I'm giving the teams extra motivation.
But I'm not going to send out food that is mediocre. It has to be right.
I'll be shocked if either team can serve all their tables.
Red team on order, 2 covers, table 24, yes? 1 frog's egg du jour, yeah? 1 tuna, main course, 1 cod, 1 Wellington. Wellington in.
We chef. Let's go, you guys.
What should I heat the oven up to? 400? Is that good?
Elsie has a pivotal role tonight. She's responsible for all meat dishes for the very first time.
How long do I keep that lamb in there?
I'm really worried about Elsie on the meat station tonight. You know, if she messes up, I'm going to make sure she's the one who's eliminated.
Blue kitchen, chef. On order, blue kitchen, 2 covers, table 27. 1 tuna, 1 spaghetti lobster, main course, 1 cod, 1 Wellington.
Yes, chef.
Yes, chef. Wellington in, medium. So it's like this, look at me. 3 Wellington, 3 potatoes, 3 spinach, 3 carrot. Run it through your head. And then all it does is it broadens it. Yeah?
My one goal for the evening is keeping my mouth shut. You know, yes, chef, no, chef, thank you, chef. Here you go, chef, on the window.
Let's go, yeah?
Mary Ellen works quickly to turn around her first appetizers, and they're at the hot plate.
Jessica, good, let's go. Lobster and the tomato, come on, get organised, sweetheart, let's go.
Yes, chef.
Mary Ellen, that's how I want to see every tuna.
Yes, chef. Going.
Pick up. Wow, it actually looks like restaurant food now. Table 27, yes?
Only 20 minutes into service, the blue team is off to a good start and has served appetizers to several of its tables.
It's really good.
Meanwhile, Chef Ramsay is looking for more good news from the red kitchen.
How long spaghetti, please?
5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. 5 minutes for spaghetti.
Chelsea!
Yes!
Don't do this to me now!
It's coming in 2 minutes.
No, I'm not waiting 2 minutes.
30 seconds, 30 seconds, 30
Oh,
seconds.
for God's sake, calm down, woman. Just tell me 2 minutes.
Yes, chef.
Alf,
Yes.
keep it under control, yeah?
Yes, chef.
You're doing fine. What are you worried about? All right, come on, you're doing fine.
I just keep throwing out minutes.
Don't worry about it.
Less than an hour into service, in the blue kitchen, the first main course is just moments from heading to the hot plate for Chef Ramsay's approval.
Need a plate?
See what I'm doing here?
Yeah.
That's medium rare right there. That's ready.
Can I bring it up?
Sure you can.
All right, Wellington coming up right now.
Jessica. Very nice, Wellington.
Thank you, chef.
Keep them going like that, Jessica. Go, please. That was nice, guys. First main course, chef.
With the first main course out, Andrew brings up garnish for the next order.
Now I want bass cod. Let's go.
Wellington, what are you on? 3 Wellingtons, 1 bass.
1 cod, 1 bass, 2 salmon. Are you okay, Andrew?
Yes, I am.
Right, I'm talking to you. You're sending me the wrong garnish, yes?
Yes.
2 salmon, 1 cod, 1 bass. 5 minutes. Ralph, I don't want any fish until the vegetables are here, yes? Because right now, the whole lot's going back. Main courses are all piling up now. Move your ass. This is not difficult.
Tonight's goal is to complete all the orders in each kitchen. The team who does it first will win. The blue team has compensated for Andrew's troubles. And an hour and a half into service, they've served almost all their appetizers and some of their main courses. Meanwhile, Elsie has delivered the Red Kitchen's first entrees to the hot plate. They're close to completing their first of 15 tables. All that's needed is the garnish from Jimmy.
Jimmy, taste that.
Now I'm about to really
Hurry up, Jimmy. It's stone cold.
Yes, chef.
Back in the pan, it's stone cold.
Yes, chef.
I said to you this afternoon, you were told, get it in the pan, hurry up. Yes, chef. Why are you serving me stone cold garnish? Why are you serving me stone cold garnish? You slop.
Yes, chef.
Let's go. Yeah?
I'm trying my best.
Hey, young man, well, that's not good enough for me. Do you understand? Because that's shit. So don't come to me with your wimp. I'm trying my best.
Yes,
it's crap. Just send me one more cold garnish. You're washing pans for the rest of your life.
And you'll never get a cold garnish again.
Back in the blue kitchen, Ralph is now starting to serve desserts, completing the blue team's first 3 tickets. But they still have a long way to go.
We can't go to bar.
Let's go, guys. Hey, Jessica. Ralph, what did I say to you earlier about serving the whole dining room?
Serve everybody, chef.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 tables to go.
We got it, chef.
Yes, chef. Andrew, where is the endive? Doesn't even answer me.
The what? Endive. Where's the endive?
Where is the endive?
Here, chef.
Oh, fuck Ralph, get it back, yeah? Get it back. I've got no endive. Yes, I've got no spinach, I've got no butternut squash. Start the table again. Andrew.
Yes, chef.
Hello.
Yes, chef.
Yes, you. Fish is not even cooked yet, so I don't know what you're doing. Hello, young man.
Chef, I'm listening.
Yeah, young man. You explain to him what just happened with the garnish. Now.
I was late on the garnish. We're redoing the whole order.
Yeah, table 26. Yes, apologise. The ticket came in an hour and 5 minutes ago. I couldn't send anything else because a certain individual had nothing ready on the vegetables. Okay? Let's step up a gear and get it back on track, please.
Yeah, chef.
When Andrew kept his mouth shut and didn't bite back, the discipline was now starting to set in, and he was really starting to get the message. Finally.
Andrew, right? You got a lamb and a Wellington, yes? Yes, chef. Yes, Ralph. That's me. I just have to call you Ralph.
Andrew avoided a showdown with Chef Ramsay, and the blue kitchen avoided a meltdown, sending more food out to the diners.
Really yummy. Just a big chunk of lobster.
Jessica.
Yes, chef.
Very nice, that spaghetti lobster.
Thank you, chef.
With Jessica mastering the meat station, the blue kitchen now has 10 tickets left. The red kitchen still has 12. To have any hope of winning tonight's service, Elsie must get her meat station moving.
Elsie.
Yes.
Concentrate now. You stay on top of the game. Wakey, wakey, wakey.
Yes,
2
chef.
pigeon, or Wellington was summoned away.
Yes, chef. I'm very anxious, the adrenaline's running, but I have a better understanding what I need to do, so I'm just gonna bust it out.
I'm not gonna lose it. I'm gonna kick some ass if it's the last fucking thing I do. How's that?
Elsie, you're doing awesome, Elsie.
The Wellington's cooked beautifully, by the way. Wellington's spot on.
There's only 1 hour left in service, and the blue kitchen has only 5 tables left to serve. But maitre d' Jean-Philippe has noticed a problem.
Well, what's wrong?
It's just a little mushy, I think.
Mushy?
Hello, please. Oh no. What's the matter?
Well, I didn't mention it's mushy.
Mary Ellen.
Yes, chef.
Come here, Ralph. You taste that. Ralph, you taste that and let me know what you think, yes? Yeah, and it tastes of what, Mary Ellen?
Little bland, chef.
Little bland. There we go. There you go. Mary Ellen, I want this fucking table again. 3 risotto, 1 spaghetti, 1 tuna, yeah?
Yes, chef.
But I want 3 beautiful risottos.
Yes, chef.
Because you know how to do a beautiful risotto. Stop that. Stop it now, yeah? Nothing's coming out until this table gets served.
Sorry, chef.
Thank you, everybody.
With the Blue Kitchen at a standstill,
Let's go, guys. Come on, red team, pick it up, yeah?
the Red Kitchen rallies to get dishes out. They have 6 tickets left to serve.
Oh, wait now. Well, Wellington will lamb.
Pull that lane out, okay? You're doing great.
Oh, you're good.
Oh, perfect. Here you go, man. Good job, red team.
We're not in the clear yet.
Risotto, how long, please?
With just 30 minutes remaining, Mary Ellen in the Blue Kitchen gets her risottos back up to par, and the Blue Kitchen is cooking now. Or are they?
Where is the tuna?
Tuna?
Frog leg tuna spaghetti risotto. Where's the tuna? No, but where is it?
Holy shit.
Have you forgotten it?
I thought it was frog legs risotto.
Look, come here. Come here, then. Look. Frog leg tuna spaghetti risotto. Read it out. Where is the tuna?
It's gonna be 2 minutes, chef.
2 minutes. Hello, starter's back. Up, there we go. Me, I'm not taking that fucking bullshit. Yeah. There you go, man.
Thank you.
There you go. Take them, yeah. Oh, fucking on, yeah.
He sent back that whole dish because the tuna wasn't prepared. I'm so fucking mad right now. I just want to punch him in the face.
Come on, Mary. We're going to start again.
6 minutes on that round.
Sorry, guys.
Let's do it right.
Mary Ellen's mistake has the Blue Kitchen still working on their last 5 tables. Meanwhile, the Red Team is making their final push to clear all their tickets.
How many more dinners?
We have 4 more tickets. Almost there, baby.
Ooh, I'm melting.
We started to see the tickets go down, from like 8 to 6 to 4. And when I saw those last 2 tickets, I was like, all right.
Those are our tickets there? You need a plate?
What you need, baby?
I don't know.
Yes, the final ticket. 2 Wellington, 1 Bass. Are they rested?
Yes, chef.
Jimmy, start dancing like a ballerina. Move.
Good job, red team.
Good.
Great fucking work. I'm so proud of you guys.
That's it. Last table, yes?
Yes.
We came together and we did it. It's a great feeling to complete a service for the first time.
Elsie, fucking deserve it. Good job, sweetie.
My meat was spot on. It's really growing. Good, I did it. And I'm proud of myself, and you guys are proud of me, and it's a good feeling. What can I say?
The Red Team has just accomplished something that's never happened in Hell's Kitchen.
That's it. Last table, yes?
I love the sound of that.
Being the first team to clear their tickets ensures their safety in Hell's Kitchen and leaves Chef Ramsay with only one thing left to do.
Blue team.
Yes, chef.
Stop cooking, yes?
Mary Ellen was, sorry, baby, lack of a better term, a disaster tonight.
Stop cooking.
Andrew always has problems every night at service, in a big way.
Shut it down, yes?
Hell's Kitchen has just had its best service ever.
Okay, guys, tonight was the comeback meal. And we delivered both the blue and the red team. Tonight, we got back on there, both kitchens. The shock for me was before service, the red team had to go in the dining room and lay all the bloody tables.
Okay, it needs to be done properly.
So on top of laying all the tables, they scrambled back and got ready for service. And for the first time in Hell's Kitchen, every one of the red tables got starter, main course, and dessert. That is a big breakthrough. Red team is the winners. Blue team.
Wow.
Sadly, 5 tables didn't receive their main course. That's not good enough. Ralph.
Yes, chef.
You won't be nominating anyone tonight. The blue team has a new, talented cook. Jessica. The cooking was spot on. Jessica, very nice at Wellington.
Thank you, chef. Thank you, chef.
And you have the toughest section. Jessica,
Chef.
I want you to go back to the dorm and nominate 2 candidates for elimination. Think about your nominees and let me know.
Yes, Chef.
Let's go.
Right now, things are kind of bittersweet for me. The chef said some really nice things that make me very happy, but at the same time, I have to go and nominate 2 of my teammates. You know, I mean,